Hello, my name is Z from boilerguys.co.uk and welcome to my video it's called Learn Boiler Repair Part 1, as we intend to make some more videos. Should there be any request to make any more videos, just leave a comment at the bottom, comment at us on Twitter, Facebook, or simply get in touch with us by email. First of all, I'd like to issue the warning really that all gas works must be done by a gas safe registered engineer. Apologies for that, but the law is the law and that is what it is. Okay, first of all, we're going to be looking at the boiler 837 combi. The reason why I've chosen this boiler is so simple, really. It's because there's just such a demand for people and new engineers struggling to get their head around a combi and how it works and how to repair it. Well, essentially, if you don't know how a boiler works, you are not going to be able to repair it, so this video is vital for you. The 837 combi is the 37 basically means 37 kilowatts. That's how big the boiler is to start with. Okay, now we've got past the extremely basic stuff. Let's move on and let's take a look inside the boiler and let's see exactly how it works. Okay, I've taken this diagram from the Vailant 837 boiler manual. If you'd like to have a look or find it, just simply go to Google or Yahoo and type in Vailant 837 boiler manual and you'll get the instructions up and you can see it support PDF, so it's readable by most PCs, Macs, etc. Okay, let's have a look now. First and foremost, at the very first thing on the list, expansion vessel. What is an expansion vessel? Such a tricky idea, is it? Really? Is it really? Okay, let's have a look at our next slide now. The expansion vessel. As you see, in this boiler, it's just at the side, and some boilers, it's at the rear of the boiler. What this does, it basically takes up the expansion of the water. If you think of water, once it heats up, it then becomes into steam, and then heats up, and basically it needs somewhere to go. If it's all sealed up and you've got a sealed up system and the water's getting hot, turning into steam, it's simply going to explode. So the expansion vessel does simply what it says on the tin, taking up the expansion. Just in case that should fail, say for example, I don't know, the tube became blocked or it broke internally or something of that nature, there's a secondary safety device to ensure that the customer's safety is always safe. That safety device is called a pressure relief valve. What it does, if the boiler's pressure or the pressure inside the boiler gets to approximately 3 or 4 bar, then it basically disbands the water. So instead of it exploding and making a big massive mess, water all over the place, it just pushes the water outside to keep everybody safe. As simple as that. That's what an expansion vessel does, and that, my friend, is what the pressure relief valve does. They work together to ensure safety. Okay, let's go back to this list now, and let's see what else we have inside this boiler and how it works. Okay, number 2 on the list is the air intake pipe. What is this air intake pipe? I just don't know. Really, what it is, it basically draws the air in to the burner. If you think of a flame, it needs a few elements. One of them elements being air. If a flame doesn't have air, it cannot burn. It's as simple as that. That's all the tube is. It just basically takes in the air, so the flame can burn. Simple as that. Next thing we have is the burner module. After that, we got the ignition electrode. As all that really is, the ignition electrode is just basically to ignite the flame or to ignite the gas, so that we can have a flame and have hot water, have central heating, and such. The next thing on the list is the fan. In this case, we have a zero governor. What is a zero governor? Unfortunately, there isn't enough time in this video to explain the fan. The main thing that we'll be concentrating on today is the diverter valve and how the actual whole central heating system works inside the boiler and how you get hot water and such, which is the next one on the list, the diverter valve. Okay, what I've done here, I've made a diagram. It's not the best diagram in the world, I know, but I'm not saying I'm an artist. I'm simply a boiler engineer. who works for Boiler Guys, one of the best boiler companies I've ever worked for, by the way. Okay, let's look at this diagram that I've designed here. If we look first on the left, we have the central heating return. If we look on the top, we have the main heat exchanger. This is my diagram. I know it's a bit poor. I am sorry. I drew it myself. I confess. Okay, the next one on the list is the primary flow. The next one on the list is our beautiful baby, the diverter valve. Next on the list is the central heating flow. Next on the list is the plate heat exchanger. Next on the list is cold water mains inlet. Next on the list is hot water outlet. Sorry. Basically, I'm going to go through all of this and explain this so simply so you can understand how the boiler works. Essentially, this is how every single combination boiler works. It's as simple as this. First and foremost, how does the central heating side of the system work? Well, first and foremost, with a combination boiler, you have to understand this first. A combi can only deliver one thing at a time. It can only deliver either central heating or hot water. That's what a diverter valve does. It basically decides which way to send the water. It's just a mechanical valve which allows the water to either go to hot water or to central heating. It's as simple as that. Okay, let's have a look now at the left-hand side of the diagram. Here we have the central heating return. Basically, the return. I've drawn this in a slightly blue color just to indicate that it's a little bit cool. This is coming from the central heating system, coming back from all the radiators. After going around all the system, it's cooled down. Once it gets back into the main heat exchanger, it then heats up, goes through the primary flow, and then to the beautiful baby, the diverter valve. The diverter valve then chooses which way to send the water. Either it's going to send it to the plate heat exchanger, or it's going to send it to the central heating. Let's look at the plate heat exchanger. Once it goes through, as you see through the little arrow, it goes through into the plate heat exchanger. The plate heat exchanger is basically a steel case. Once it goes through this plate heat exchanger, it heats up the steel, which the cold water mains is also going into. So the cold water mains goes into this hot steel now, and comes out of it hot, because it's just been heated up by this hot steel. It's as simple as that. That's how the heat exchanger works also. Wow. Wow. And that basically is essentially it. That's the simple basic mechanics of the combination boiler, of how it actually works. Believe it or not, it's as simple as that. Okay, now let's have a look at something else on the list. Next on the list is the pump. On my diagram there, I didn't put the pump in because, to be honest, I couldn't fit it in the diagram. It just wouldn't fit, so I kind of left it out. I apologize. But it's all that does. Without the pump, basically, we don't have circulation. No circulation, we don't have any hot water, no heating, nothing, because it can't circulate around the system. If you refer back to the diagram there, water can't move. Simple as that. Water has to move. Next on the list, we have an aqua sensor pump, which we won't be going into today. The electronic box, which needs a whole topic to discuss it. The pressure sensor, basically is all that does. It senses the pressure in the boiler. Should the boiler drop below 1.5 bar, in this case, I believe it's off my head, I'm not quite too sure, but I think it's about 0.7 bar. If it drops below this pressure, then the boiler simply drops to a fail-safe and cuts out. Because if it doesn't have any water inside the system, then it's as simple as that. You'll damage the system. You'll damage the boiler. The boiler can't run without water. It needs water to run. It's as simple as that. Next, we have what was discussing earlier, the plate heat exchanger. In this case, it's written in number 11, called the hot water heat exchanger. It's exactly the same, called a plate heat exchanger. It's just another name. They're the same thing. Next on the list, it's a gas valve. What is a gas valve? It's as simple as that. It just allows gas to pass through or shuts gas off, etc. It's as simple as that. Next on the list, we have the heat exchanger. Yeah, next on the list is my unlucky number 13. I must confess, I do hate that number. But anyway, it's the main heat exchanger, and it is the unlucky number. If that heat exchanger does happen to go, then you have to spend a lot of money to fix it, because they are very expensive. And they're not the best, they're not the easiest to fit back in. They are very hard. Okay, The next on the list is the flue pipe connection. It's basically where the gases go. It pushes the gases out through this flue pipe connection to send it out of the building. Basically, it's as simple as that. It also takes the fresh air in to allow the boiler to burn correctly. It's as simple as that. And there we go. There we have it. The whole way a combination boiler works, explained to you in 10 minutes. What can I say? I must be good. Anyways, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody to watching my video. It's been a pleasure educating you guys. If you have any queries whatsoever on what was discussed today, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. You can email us at info@boilerguys.co.uk with any problems which you find yourself with in day-to-day life, and we'll do our best to help you out. You will require to give us your gas safe number in order to ensure safety. We are not trying to promote unsafe habits out here. We are trying to educate gas safe registered engineers so they can become better at what they do. If you'd like to visit our website, www.boilerguys.co.uk, simply go there and find your way through to articles, and you'll find this video amongst others, which will be there soon, in order